In the heart of the city, Seoul, a new rhythm emerges. From the depths of the industrial landscape, a sound is forged.
A sound that resonates with the pulse of the streets. This is more than music. Steeltown Sessions. Unleash your night. Feel the rhythm.
Suspension, but turns out the powers that be at YouTube have decided to grant me some leniency. So off to the show today. I can't believe I can go live on this channel. Honestly, don't know what to think. It's a rainy day here. I'm gonna head into the studio with my producer. We're gonna get what is it? Episode 11, rocking and rolling, Steeltown Sessions. Make sure you tune in at noon. I'll be back in Bailey, talking all things culture in Canada. I've had some real digital leashes put on me over the last decade plus, working in cannabis and counterculture media. We have worked hard to hold on to our integrity, to cast off the leashes of our corporate overlords, to exist as a true, independent counterculture media maker. And we've done an amazing job. We have pulled off the shackles of corporate colonialism. We have not allowed ourselves to be bought, to be coerced, or to be swayed by things like profits over people. Make sure you tune in weekly to our new show, our new Deep Culture Steeltown Sessions. We broadcast every single week from our street level studio here at the Element Cannabis Superstore. Make sure you tune in. Don't be square. Be hip. Come out to Hamilton, check out the Cannabis Superstore. Check us out here every Saturday as we broadcast live from our street level studio at the Element Cannabis Superstore at 5 King Street East in Hamilton. Time to put my digital leash back on. Stupid corporate overlords. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Steeltown Sessions. We are hosted here in the at our street level studio here in Hamilton. That's downtown Hamilton. And let me tell you, downtown Hamilton is going through a frickin' renaissance. I am I have to say, I love challenging myself with these multiple broadcast streams. I love that we can reach so many people in so many different ways. And I love that we hit a point in our technology that we can just broadcast on so many different platforms in so many different ways and reach so many different people. I have been really touched to see who is paying attention to Steeltown Sessions and what we are doing. If you're just tuning in, we are back after a commercial break. My name is Cy Williams. I am the host of Steeltown Sessions, Deep Culture Steeltown Sessions. It is the newest venture in our newest media endeavors. My partner, Katie Six, and I, she's also the executive producer of this and other shows. We are doing culture differently. We are doing media differently. We are taking the people back to the street and the street back to the people with a brand new way of looking at things. Cannabis is just one part of the multifaceted sector that is culture here in Canada. We have Steeltown Sessions. This is our episode 12. We're going 24 episodes over the course of the summer, our first full season of Steeltown Sessions. Isn't that amazing? One full season. We're about halfway done. We celebrate the mid-season extravaganza next week on May 30th with some very, very special guests indeed. And I haven't even announced them all yet, but I've told you about our two heavy hitters, and I'm talking heavy hitters. We have Randy coming in, Trailer Park Boys fame, one of the funniest guys I've ever seen on television. He has been touring Canada and internationally, I understand as well, just before this, with his Cheeseburger Picnic Tour. And this man is funny, and he'll tell you to frick off. And I'm hoping he tells me to frick off. Oh, Randy, if you could just tell me to frick off once. Just once. That's all I want. Frick off, Cy. Frick off. Oh, yeah. I had for you. I understand that your comedy show goes on in Hamilton at 8 p.m. Well, guess what, my viewers? Guess what? Guess what? Guess what? We are giving away 2 sets of tickets to go see Randy, to go see and attend his cheeseburger picnic tour here in Hamilton on May 30th. That the show is at 8 p.m. We know that people have busy lifestyles. So sometimes you have to get a babysitter. You have to make arrangements for things, and we understand that. We get that 100%. So what we're going to do is on Thursday this week, I'm going to jump on for a very live broadcast onto our Sci Canada Instagram, onto our onto a live feed on our YouTube channel, High Media Inc. We're going to jump on to TikTok and we're going to draw some names of 2 lucky people. We're going to get to go see Randy perform on his cheeseburger picnic tour on Saturday, May 30th. Okay, so that's one giveaway we're doing right now. We are doing other giveaways. So there's an in-store giveaway going on right now with Element, and you can win $100 plus worth of cannabis swag here in store. All you gotta do is come in, drop a raffle ticket in a little raffle ticket thingy, and we will be drawing on May 31st. That's my ex-wife's birthday. We'll be drawing on May 31st the winner of this $100 plus cannabis swag basket. And isn't that exciting? That's not the only giveaway we're doing. No, no, no. I love to give shit away. I love it. It's in my bones. It's just one of the things I love to do. I like to give stuff away. What else are we giving away? Well, you know I'm a visual artist. I've had 37 shows to date. I have had 1 solo show. I'm planning for a big solo show in the summer sometimes. But I love art crawl. I love the energy. I love the excitement. And I love the art. I love the culture. I love the community. So with that in mind, we have had a specialist put together 2 of the most amazing art baskets that you will see. One has a retail value of approximately $350. It's basically a medium-sized studio in a basket. There are high velocity paints. Is it velocity? It's not velocity. High viscosity paints in this basket. There are colors, there are art markers, there's sketchbooks, there are things for you to create and enjoy. And that is a $350 value. You come into the Element Cannabis Superstore, you drop a raffle ticket in the bin for that small, it's actually rather a medium studio in a basket. And then on June 8th, we will be drawing another name of another winner of our big basket of art supplies. This big basket of art supplies is approximately a $600 value. And if you are a visual artist, if you are exploring mediums, if you are exploring techniques, if you're exploring brushworks or palette knives, if you're exploring inks or high viscosity acrylic paint, well, this basket is going to turn your crank. Why? Because it's worth over $600 for one. It is our large studio in a basket. And on June 8th, Friday, June 8th, during our art crawl broadcast, we are going to be giving that huge basket of art supplies away. Holy shit, right? That's over $900 in art supplies that we're going to be giving away here at the Deep Culture Steeltown session shows. Why? Because we want you to get involved. We want you out there creating, enjoying that rush of creativity. And and if you want a little party flavor, or you want a little something that's going to up your creativity and your expression, why don't you stop at the Element Cannabis Superstore first? Drop a raffle ticket in, pick up a couple of your favorite pre-rolls, take advantage of one of the daily specials going on here at the Element Cannabis Superstore, and go home, get high, make art. Ha! What a fun life that is, eh? Well, you can win the art supplies to do that, and you can win them here at the Deep Culture Steeltown Session Show. You come in to the Element Cannabis Superstore. You can drop a raffle ticket in to win $100 plus of cannabis swag. You can drop an entry to win the medium art basket that we're going to be drawing next weekend. Randy on Randy's show, we're going to be drawing the winner of that medium-sized art basket, and then we're going to be drawing the big basket on June 8th. And guess what? There's more. Are you kidding me? There's actually more. You giving more shit away? What are you made of money? No, actually, we're not made of money. We're bootstrapping this frickin' show. And you're interested in advertising, if you're interested in getting involved, you're in be here without our host group, without our host organization, the independent retailer, above all independent retailers, the group behind the Element Cannabis Superstore. You know, it takes a lot of brass to work as an independent within the Canadian cannabis sector, especially the Canadian cannabis retail sector. It takes a certain kind of brass to open up a cannabis superstore on the busiest intersection in Hamilton at King and James, 30 seconds away from Jackson Square, the most notorious and infamous mall probably in Northern Ontario, a minute away from McMaster University, a minute away from the newly constructed, phenomenal TD Coliseum that is hosting some world-class performers. We had Cardi B there a couple of weeks ago. We were so happy to give out Cardi B tickets. We are so happy to be involved locally within our neighborhood. And, you know, shout out to the Hamilton Downtown BIA for really getting on point, for really doing a good job to bring the city of Hamilton and the downtown core up to a world-class level, because that is what it is. Okay. Minor technical difficulties. Minor on our YouTube stream, but we're still here and we are broadcasting live from our street level studio here in the heart of the downtown core at 5 King Street East in Hamilton. This is episode 11. I didn't book any guests. I looked at the weather and I saw that we had a 99% chance of rain today. I've been sitting here approximately 2 hours and I've been watching the rain fall in this beautiful, beautiful downtown core. I'm across from a bustling park and a big fountain with a statue of some old white guy full of trees, across from the CIBC Tower, the Scotiabank building, the Jackson Square Mall, and the TD Coliseum. Oh, 1 second. I'm going to just jump back on our Instagram Live. And yeah, we're gonna do that. There we go. Looking good. You know, I love doing a live show. Live shows have such a level of excitement and this whole, I don't know what's going to happen next. The meteor going to hit right in front of me to take out the street. Are we going to see a giant thunder lightning storm? Is this dense fog that is sitting about 50 feet above us? Is it going to descend down upon us, bringing mythological creatures that are going to stick themselves through the window? Am I going to get stuck in a fog or the mist situation here? It's a live show. It could happen. It could happen. I hope it does. Could be fun. Also might be terrifying. So, hey, maybe not. I'd like to finish thanking some of our sponsors because we have so many great groups that are stepping up right now to give us a hand and keep us going as an independent media maker. Of course, our friends over at rushremoval.ca, our good friends over at Waterloo Pilates. There'll be a commercial in this episode for our good friends over there. And I tell you, Pilates is the way to go. And be it Kitchener, be it Waterloo or Hamilton, there are so many things that you could be doing for your body. And one of those things is definitely regular exercise. And of course, I hear great things about Pilates. I will probably be heading over to the Waterloo Pilates group. To experience Pilates for the first time myself. I will happily bring you along. You're just tuning in. My name is Cy Williams, and I am the host of Steeltown Sessions. That's Deep Culture Steeltown Sessions to you at home. We broadcast every week, and we are looking for viewers, looking for subscribers. What I'm looking for right now is support. If you could reshare a tag or a link to our High Media Inc. YouTube channel. You could share our Deep Culture Steeltown Sessions YouTube link so we can transition and move our subscribers over there. We are definitely going to be checking out Substack. I tried Twitch out, and it was seemed more geared towards DJs and that sort of thing. I really like Rumble, and we're going to continue to broadcast on the Rumble. You know, I love you, TikTok. So, TikTok, you can expect a TikTok live every single episode of Steeltown Sessions. I do love me a little Instagram, and well, you can look at it for us on both Instagram and on X. You can look for us on LinkedIn and across most of the streaming platforms. Please share and subscribe. Your support goes a long way. We are currently looking for guests for Steeltown Sessions for the back half of season 1. Do you have an interesting story? Do you have a community driven event? Are you involved in music, dance, the culinary arts? Do you collect vinyl? Do you collect action figures? Do you collect, are you an audiophile, a video file? Are you any kind of file? If you're one of those kind of files, I don't want to talk to you. But if you are here to talk about something interesting, if you are a collector, if you are an artist, if you have a vision, if you have an entrepreneurial dream, if you do something interesting, I want to talk to you about it. And this is why we book interesting people on our Steeltown Sessions episodes. We want to explore culture as it is, raw, street level, and bring it directly to you on these channels. Other ways you can support us? Well, if you have a brand that you want to get out there, we have 7,000 people a day minimum walk by our shop, walk by the Steeltown Sessions store, street level studio, walk by the 2 giant digital billboards that we have on the 2nd and 3rd floor of this beautiful, beautiful building located at 5 King Street East here in Hamilton. We have awesome opportunities for you to get involved. We have awesome opportunities to get your brand, your business in front of so many people. So many people, it'd be silly for you to pass on this amazing opportunity. We also have opportunities for shout outs, for product placement. You want to see me in a t-shirt and a branded hat? There's a way to make that happen. You want me to talk about your product, your pizza, your coffee, your restaurant? I'd like to do that. All you have to do is get a hold of me, and we have some amazing packages, and we have some great entry points. Want to get on a billboard, 7,000 people daily for 7 days? We have a beautiful entry level price for you to get in and do that. You know, try it on for size. Let's see. Throw in a call to action, make it dynamic. You could have us design it, you can design it yourself. Another way you can get involved in what we're doing here at Deep Culture Steeltown Sessions, you can buy an ad, like a commercial. Commercial. Maybe you think you're not big enough for a commercial. Let me tell you, brother. Let me tell you, sister. Let me tell you. I'm going to tell you straight. Technology being what it is, you have the ability to create commercials on your own. My studio has the ability to create commercials for you so that we can put them in between segments when I go to commercial breaks. We have been posting the edited versions of our live episodes of Deep Culture Steeltown Sessions. We have dropped the first 4, that's 4, see, 4 edited episodes 1 through 4. We'll be dropping episode 5 later today. We've been inserting our commercials. We have been editing out some of the stranger and more unusual things that have happened during the context of filming a live show. And let me tell you, they are plentiful. We have been tightening them up, fixing up the transitions, fixing the color, adjusting the sound, constantly working to make it better. And here we are today on our 11th episode, moving into our 12th episode next week, where we finally take off our training wheels and bring on some of the big boys. We've had some great guests, I'm not going to lie. I am eternally grateful and thankful for people like Vanessa, for people like Katie Six, my co-founder and co-editor-in-chief of Deep Culture magazine. I am eternally grateful for Ty Price and Dottie Locks for bringing the tunes and the vibes with them when they came. Because let me tell you, the acoustics in the street level studio at 5 King Street East in Hamilton are phenomenal. I'm grateful for Madison Baines. I am grateful for Pauline Hyde, who came in and talked to me about the state of cannabis today, yesterday, and tomorrow. I'm grateful for John from Royal for coming in and talking to me about legacy and also the past, present, future of cannabis in Canada. We have had some amazing guests, and I keep inviting amazing guests. And I'm going to continue to keep inviting amazing guests. This is episode 11. Deep Culture Steeltown Sessions has been nominated this year at the Canadian Grow Up Awards. We have been nominated for Podcast of the Year. Podcast of the Year. Can you believe that? Here we are. We're at episode 11. The Grow Up Conference happens between June 1st and June 3rd. Voting will go on for another week or so. Deep Culture Steeltown Sessions has indeed been nominated for Podcast of the Year, and holy fuck, would I like to win. Oh man, what a win out of the gate that would be. So please, if you do vote in the Canadian Cannabis Grow Up Conference Awards, make sure you drop a vote for us. Me, Cy Williams, I'm nominated for the 8th time for Influencer of the Year. That's right, 8 times I have been nominated for Influencer of the Year, and I have never won. Partly because I promise you that when I get up on stage to accept my Influencer of the Year award, I will rip influencer culture a new ass. I've been working on this speech for 8 years. I'm a stubborn person. I enjoy calling out bad behavior. And some of the influencer culture that I have seen develop out of the Canadian cannabis sector makes me want to throw up. And I can't wait to talk about some of the shitty things I've seen, some of the shitty people I know. And if I win Influencer of the Year, I'm going to use some of that newly gained influence to have a little influence on influencer culture. So if you're interested in a little stage drama, make sure you vote for me, Cy Williams, Influencer of the Year. And please, you know what? If you don't vote for me, that's okay. But do vote for Deep Culture Steeltown Sessions for Podcast of the Year. Oh, what a win it would be. Oh. Tell you what, vote, go over to the growawards.ca, go up to growupconference.ca. Their conference on June 1st to 3rd in Toronto is going to be a phenomenal show. This is a cultivation and retail-based show. Randy Rowe, the organizer, he was one of the winners of the first CCTA, Canadian Cannabis Tourism Alliance's big award ceremony. I helped found that last year. We gave out 3 major awards. One was a Lifetime Achievement Award. We gave that to Randy Rowe for the hard work that he has put in building not only Cannabis, but the Grow Up Conference into what it is. He's had to pivot. He has turned it into a truly national show. They have been in Vancouver, they have been in Victoria, they have been in Alberta, in Edmonton, a couple times in Edmonton now. They have been in Niagara Falls, they have been in Mississauga, and now they are back, baby. And where are they? They are smack dab downtown in the Canadian Cannabis Conference Center. That's that big one near the Sky Dome downtown in Toronto. They're doing their Cannavision, their Executive Cannabis Summit. They are hosting the Canadian Cannabis Awards. Of course, I'm nominated for 2 awards there, Podcast of the Year and Influencer of the Year. God help us all. It is an amazing show. They have an after party, they have a party, they have networkers, they have a seed exchange, they have a retail buyer zone. They pay attention to bud tender culture and to the retail sector. They have some of the best cultivators and geneticists coming to the Grow Up Conference because this is and always will be a cultivation based show. Yes, they've been able to expand and pivot into retail, and I am so proud of them that they have. I love the retail speed dating opportunities that are presented at the Grow Up Conference. So Randy Rowe won. He won the Lifetime Achievement Award at the CCTA Canadian Cannabis Tourism Awards. Other winners, the other 2 winners were the New Amsterdam Cafe as best cannabis tourism destination, and was the Canadrag show out of Alberta that won the best cannabis event. So that's Haiku that won that award. So like I can't wait to see what happens at the second this year's CCTA, Canadian Cannabis Tourism Alliance's Canadian Cannabis Tourism Awards. Big things coming out of cannabis tourism right now. And how exciting is it for me to be sitting at the street level studio in what I consider to be a true cannabis tourism destination here in the heart of Hamilton. We are located at 5 King Street East. We are broadcasting live from the Element Cannabis Superstore here in beautiful downtown Hamilton. I've talked about the giveaways. I've talked about the 2 phenomenal art baskets we're going to be giving away between now and Art Crawl on the second Friday of June. That's June 8th here in Hamilton. I have talked about the $100 plus basket of swag that you can win here at the Element Cannabis Superstore. I have talked about the Canada Day giveaway baskets full of food and summer fun things and barbecue fun and things, ways for you to celebrate your Canada Day in style. So many giveaways, so little time. We are giving away 2 sets of tickets to see Randy, famously from the a character from the Trailer Park Boys, long-running Canadian comedy. He will be joining us in studio here at Steeltown Sessions next Saturday at 1 o'clock, where we're going to talk about his ongoing Canadian comedy tour, The Cheeseburger Picnic. Oh, Randy, I can't wait. I can't wait for you to come in and tell me to frick off. Okay, so viewers, you have to give me some ideas. How can I get Randy to tell me to frick off? Fun. You must have a couple ideas. I'm sure you do. So let me know. Let me know in the comments below. Let me know in an email to deepculturemagazine@gmail.com. If you're interested in becoming a guest, please let me know if you're interested in getting behind this new way of media that we are working on creating and working on bringing to you from coast to coast, from nation to nation. I know for a fact that we have our good friends watching from Egypt. We have other friends watching from Germany, Barcelona. We have friends watching from Venice, Italy. We have friends watching from Australia and New Zealand. We have friends watching from Thailand. We have friends watching from the Caribbean. And to all my friends internationally, thank you for showing up. We have friends showing up and viewing from as far away as Mexico, all throughout the United States, and of course, coast to coast here in Canada, from Victoria to Newfoundland. There are so many opportunities for us to get the word out, to talk culture here in Canada, and to show you, our viewers, what culture means to us here at Deep Culture, right? It's fun. I've spent the last 10 years plus having fun with the word high. You know, my name Cy rhymes with high, and I've worked my way through 10 years of high puns. Now I'm excited to spend the next 10 years working my way through deep puns. Oh, and there's some good ones too. Even on the ride in this morning, my producer, we were going over all the different punny ways that we can talk about deep culture, and how many different ways we can incorporate the word deep into what we're doing. And let me tell you, possibilities, they are deep indeed. Um, okay, I'd like to just go back and do a little more housekeeping. This is segment 3, episode 11 of Deep Culture Steeltown Sessions. I'm your host, Cy Williams. You can catch us weekly on our Deep Culture Steeltown Sessions YouTube channel. You can also catch us on our High Media Inc. YouTube channel. You can catch us on my personal TikToks and Instagrams. My handle is Cy Canada. I am the long-standing counterculture publisher, the person behind High Canada Magazine, High Europe Magazine, Psychedelic Canada Magazine, High USA Magazine. I have been actively involved in my sector for 12, 15 years now. I've been working in media. We have covered cannabis culture and legalization in Canada since the early 2012s. And let me tell you, so much has changed. And it is a pleasure to be here at the street level studio here in Hamilton. Okay, so we're 30 minutes into the third session. We are going to take a short commercial break. I'll be back for the last part of episode 11 of Deep Culture Steeltown Sessions. Stay tuned. I'll be back before you know it.
Let's move, we got more stops. This one's heavy. Almost there, push it up.
Proudly hosting the Deep Culture Steeled Sessions live show. Join our live recording and podcast. 20% off everything from 9 King Sing the Deep Culture Steeltown Daily.
Just hold on for a little station identification. Let's check out the beautiful busy streets of Hamilton, Ontario. So we're live today, Saturday. I'm broadcasting from our street level studio here at the Element Cannabis Superstore at 5 King Street East in Hamilton. We are on multiple platforms. We have been building up steam since we launched on March 28th of this year. And let me tell you, I'm just loving it. Okay, how do I turn this around? 1 second. There we go. Okay. So, let me see here. We're going to be starting our show in 5 minutes. A little housekeeping. Wait, no. Let's see. Loving this. Loving it, loving it, loving it. Okay. Just hold on for station identification.
Okay.
You know, like the good stuff. Stuff that smells like what they hear, you know? For flour, yeah. This is what we have our figures right now. At the end of the brand, 10% off, or $10 off in our store here.
Okay. And
Um,
hi there, YouTube Live. I'm Cy Williams. I'm the host of Deep Culture Steeltown Sessions.
That's nice too.
And a hello out there to our Instagram fam, our hard-earned Instagram fam. Welcome back. This is Steeltown Sessions. I am your host, Cy Williams. I do not have a producer right now helping me with all of my technical stuff. And let me tell you, it's been fun. Doing a live show comes with its own set of funny things happening. I'm just going to have to turn my camera around and just go with this. Okay, so welcome back. This is episode 11 of Steeltown Sessions. I'm your host. My name is Cy Williams. I go by Cy Canada online. This is the 11th episode of Steeltown Sessions, produced by Deep Culture Media. I have been in the media space for about 15 years now. I was the publisher and editor-in-chief of High Canada Magazine, Psychedelic Canada Magazine, and our European flagship, High Europe Magazine. We tried to get High USA off the ground and High Caribbean, and I haven't given up on that particular dream yet. We will bring High around the world, but as I hit issue 100 of our long-running platform, High Canada Magazine, I had hit a turning point in my life. I had done a giant cross-country tour, and I drove from Victoria, British Columbia, out to Nova Scotia, out to Dartmouth, and then back again through Quebec, through Ontario, Northern Ontario, Manitoba, Alberta, Saskatchewan, beautiful, beautiful British Columbia, where I have been based for the last 6 years or so. I love me some British Columbia almost as much as I love me some Hamilton, Ontario. So with a new direction in mind and a co-founder who the stars, oh God, sent me to do something different, to do something to reinvent or bring back a few classic elements out of our media history. So, and hence the Steeltown sessions were born. We host weekly, and we have been, this is our 11th episode, from a beautiful downtown Hamilton location. We are a street level studio, and I broadcast live here once a week, usually on Saturdays, sometimes on Fridays, if there's an art crawl or some sort of cool event going on. We did that for Cardi B. We had a great time around 420 this year. We were able to broadcast 3 8-hour days, making for a 24-hour marathon. That something I had never done before. And let me tell you, I couldn't speak for 2 or 3 days after. But what a great time. What a great time at 420 this year. We are keeping that momentum going here at Deep Culture Steeltown Sessions. I'm going to do a little bit of housekeeping, and I'm going to tell you what that momentum is. Some exciting news for the back half of season 1 of Deep Culture Steeltown Sessions. Okay, let's do some housekeeping. So we are hosted by the Element Cannabis Superstore. This store is located at 5 King Street East in Hamilton. It is a unique, one-of-a-kind cannabis tourism destination, especially in the heart of downtown Hamilton. This is a vibrant street corner of King and James in downtown Hamilton. We are less than a minute away from Jackson Square, a minute away from the new, beautiful TD Coliseum. The city of Hamilton is going through a renaissance like no one has ever seen. You follow any type of social media right now, and you're looking and you're hearing about Hamilton. Well, no surprise here, because we know and have known for a while that Hamilton is hot. How hot? Well, hot enough to get a cannabis superstore right on its busiest intersection. It's true. So the Element Cannabis Superstore, and I love calling it a superstore because it is. I have toured hundreds of retail shops in my career as editor-in-chief of High Canada Magazine. We have been deeply involved in bud tender culture, retail culture. We fiercely support independence, and the Element store is just that, meets all of our criteria. And not only do I love what they do, they have come out of the same place that I have over the last 10 years. And let me tell you, it's good to see this sort of thing happening. The Element Cannabis Superstore has an amazing team. They know how to curate product. I'll tell you that. I've gone into stores from coast to coast, and I've either been super impressed by the curation and selection available, and that's one of the things and reasons why I decided to accept the offer of being hosted here at the Element Cannabis Superstore, because I came in here and I took a look at their curation, and I was like, how do you know so well what people are talking about? And I have my ear to the street, and I have a team of people who are always telling me about what's hot and what's not. And I go out of my way to find out what is hot and what is not in the Canadian legal retail market. And let me tell you, in Ontario and in British Columbia, in Alberta, in the Maritimes, and across the prairies, it is different province to province what is hot and what is not. And a lot of that can be regionally specific cultivators or micro cultivators who are doing the LTOs, limited time offers, or are doing small batch with a focus on high quality. And you see that province to province. And I've always likened it to professional baseball. You have dozens of teams, dozens of players, dozens of coaches, trainers, occupational therapists, just the gamut of professionals who work to keep the baseball industry going. And cannabis is no different. If you pay attention to the details in baseball, across the board baseball, or across the board hockey or football, you understand what I'm talking about. You can even be a comic book collector. You can collect vinyl ska music. You can have like a CD collection or a not 8-track collection, and you know what I'm talking about. And To walk into Element and see this kind of curation, these fingers on the pulse of the Canadian cannabis industry, well, it does my heart proud. And to see half a dozen or a dozen of my favorite products, of products that I would personally recommend here, it shows me that they're really on point with what they're doing, how they're curating, and that curation can make or break an independent retailer. And imagine you are representing the cannabis sector in a big way when you open up a cannabis superstore in the heart of the city on its biggest intersection. That's just not a small play. And it does my heart warm, proud again to know that it was a proud, independent retailer who took that chance. Not only this chance, but the chance to operate here in the open. We have these giant windows that I broadcast live from. I'm looking at usually a busy, bustling downtown street, hundreds of people. I understand looking at the stats. So 7,000 people walk by this intersection every single day. McMaster University, Jackson Square, Scotiabank Tower, CIBC Tower, giant water fountains, a public park with a statue of some person that I have not been able to figure out who that person is yet, but I will be going over there later today to check it out. We have a beautiful bustling park. For those of you who have not visited Hamilton, what are you waiting for? And especially if you smoke cannabis or you consume cannabis or you are a cannabis enthusiast in any way, shape, or form, this is a place for you to check out. It's my endorsed or our endorsed spot in the downtown Hamilton core for cannabis tourism destination. You just have to walk in the doors and you will see why. Okay, right out of the gate, they have this wall of auxiliary products, bongs, rigs, grinders, you name it, it's out here. And it's not your generic crap that you're seeing at a lot of places. This is some amazing one of a kind. There are some amazing one of a kind items here. There are things you will see here that you will not see anywhere else. And the thing I like about Element is they don't mark up their auxiliary products 4 or 5 times like a lot of chain stores or certain retailers out there that we're not going to name. But you know what Element does? They mark it up once. That's one freaking time. Not 5 times, not 4 times. I mean 3 times. I can understand twice, but once. So you'll find some of the best pricing, the best selection, and the best quality products if you're looking for ancillary products. If you want to go buy your dad a great Father's Day present, you want to make sure he just doesn't go out and get himself a new safety pin for his eyebrow. You want to make sure he gets a rig or a bong or a tray or a great grinder. Nothing says I love you, Pops, like a great grinder. Know what I'm saying? And you can save because you won't be paying through the nose like you are at other places. So that's a few things I like about the Element Cannabis Superstore. 1, the curation. 2, their ancillary selection and pricing. But, don't forget, I have to do my housekeeping, and this is important. And I'm talking important. This is what got us banned off YouTube the first time. In case you're noticing, we are back on YouTube. YouTube, in its infinite wisdom, decided if I upgraded my account with YouTube, they would give me my account back. And guess what? We bought our way out of YouTube jail. Thank you, YouTube. I will try to be more cautious with my language when it comes to the retail legal cannabis sector in Canada, in the US, and internationally. I'm going to try to toe the line. I will try to toe the line, but I am making no fucking promises. Okay? Okay, YouTube, you and me, we can do this. How about you change some of your community standard regulations, YouTube, so that I can monetize? You know how much that hurt my heart when I woke up that morning to discover that my White Whale, my High Media Inc. YouTube channel with 1.3 million views, with almost 2,000 hard-won subscribers, with we do 25K in engagement there. It is my baby. And I woke up to find out that I could not post, not even a photo, a comment, a video, let alone a live. But you know what we did? I took it. I had no choice to take it. And we switched over immediately to our Deep Culture Steeltown Sessions YouTube channel. YouTube, in its infinite wisdom, has a rule that you have to have 50 subscribers to your YouTube channel before you are able to go live. 50. How many of my viewers have YouTube channels? Do you know how difficult it is to initially pull together 50 subscribers? And you should think to yourself, oh, this guy's complaining and bitching about nothing. I'll just post it to my Facebook. I'll post it to my Instagram. I'll post it to my LinkedIn. I'll throw it on X and anything else I can imagine. 50. Try it. Go ahead and try it, mofos, because let me tell you, it's a little more difficult than just that. Okay? We want to be inserted into the proper algorithm here at Deep Culture Steeltown Sessions. And yes, we are piggybacking on the long-running High Media Inc. YouTube channel. Thank you for giving it back. I promise I'll try to be good. Try to be good. I'll try. I'll try. That's all we can do is try. But sooner or later, we're going to fully transition over to that channel. We're only a few subscribers away from our 50 subscriber point, our mark. And you know what? If you're watching any of these videos today on TikTok, on Instagram, on YouTube, on our very well-behaved YouTube High Media Inc. YouTube channel, if you can go subscribe, that would be awesome. So, yes, I smoked weed this morning. This is not a smoking weed kind of cough. I picked up a bug. As you know, I had to cancel Colin sick for one of my shows a few weeks ago for the first art crawl that happened a few weeks ago, and I was so bummed out about it. And I picked up what I thought was a head cold, and it moved into my chest, and it moved into my stomach, then back up to my chest, then up into my face. And I have been slightly sick now with this congestion and head thing going for about 3 weeks. I'm kind of sick of it. I'm sick of being sick. I'm sick of blowing my nose. I'm sick of the rain. I've been waiting for summer. I think we've had 3 nice days in the last couple weeks. And I'm thinking all these weather changes have been affecting my health, or maybe there's some sort of new crazy bug out there that I haven't been able to get rid of. Perhaps it's seasonal allergies. Perhaps I smoke too much or toke too much, or, I'm breathing too much city air as opposed to beautiful farm country air. Perhaps. But I also am stubborn. I haven't gone to see a doctor. A doctor would have probably said, hey, take this, do this, you're fine. But I don't want to do that. Because I don't know if you know me, but I'm a little bit distrustful of the Canadian medical system. Topic for another episode. Okay? So what I'm going to do instead, I did this last year when I was staying on the commune, when I was staying at the farm. Have you ever heard of Mullen? Well, last winter, I had one of the worst chest infections of my life. And so did a few other fellows at the commune at Surface Farms. And we used Mullen tincture. And yes, we coughed our brains out, but the stuff that we coughed out was Cronenberg level horror. I'm not even going to lie. But at the end of all that coughing and that cleansing of our lungs after the multiple rounds of Mullen tincture, we could breathe, our symptoms evaporated. And, as a long time smoker and toker, I got to tell you, my lungs had never felt cleaner. So last year when I was growing at the farm, I made sure that I harvested some mullen. So I have access to some perfectly dried mullen that I am going to turn into tincture myself. I'm going to take matters into my own hands. I've decided enough is enough. I am going to war with my chest congestion. Will I win? Hopefully. And you know what? I'm probably not gonna go into a doctor for my chest cold. Not gonna lie. But I'm gonna try everything that I can think of that I can do personally to ensure better lung health. Not bad, eh? Okay, so I'm gonna circle back because I can talk and I can talk and I can talk and I can talk. but I can get easily distracted. I wanted to tell you about the third reason I love the Element Cannabis Superstore here at 5 King Street East in beautiful downtown Hamilton. You don't believe me? Come check it out. It is beautiful downtown fucking Hamilton. Let me tell you, they have put some time, some money, some artistic vision into creating a bigger, brighter, better downtown core. And if you haven't come down to check it out, come check it out. Come check it out on a Saturday. Here's even better. Let me tell you, there's a reason why you should come check out the Element Cannabis Superstore here at 5 King Street East. And I can give you a reason. I can give you 8 reasons. 8 reasons why you should come down. So number one is every day between 9 and 10 a.m. You get 20% off everything in the store. 20%? Are you fucking with me, Sai? That's what you're probably saying at home. Are you fucking with me? 20% off? Yes, 20% off. But you know why? It's only an hour. It's daily, Monday to Sunday, 7 days a week. You come in here when they open between 9 and 10 a.m. 9 and 10 a.m. That's 9 to 10 a.m. You 20% off anything in the store. That's auxiliary products. That is edibles, beverages, pre-rolls, top pick flour, high volume ounces. You name it, 20% off. Then every single day of the week here at the Element Cannabis Superstore, there are specials. I'm going to run you through our specials because these are the other 7 reasons why you need to come down and check this out. And I think total, that's probably about 10 reasons. I like that. I like an even number. Okay, so reason number 1, Monday, Munchie Monday. You say deals and savings on munchies all day long. Not bad, right? Not bad. Okay, Tuesday, Doobie Tuesday. Of course, what did I just say about the edibles? Deals and savings on pre-rolls all day long, Doobie Tuesday. Okay, I like Tuesdays. Do you like Tuesdays? Everybody likes Tuesdays. There's a character from Popeye I always used to say, I will gladly pay you Tuesday for a hamburger today. Hamburger. I should insert some likes. Oh my God, you just said the secret word because that is the secret word of the day. So later on, when you hear the word hamburger, I got some news to share with you. Okay, where was I? Oh, so Wednesdays are Weedy Wednesdays, and that's a good reason to come down to the Element Cannabis Superstore. Wednesdays, that's deals on some spectacular products, some spectacular flour. These great ounces, these beautiful curated brands that they have here. Thursdays is topical, tropical Thursdays, and that is deals and specials on health and wellness products, on creams and tinctures, the things that can make you feel better. But that's me. I'm not a doctor, but if you like cannabis-based health and wellness products, Thursday's the day. Thursday. Friday is my favorite day of the week. That is Big Bag Friday. Who doesn't like a big old bag of weed? I like big bags. Do you like big bags? There's a song. Oh, you know what? I'm tempted to break into song and but I'm not going to. I'm going to finish the reasons why. I'm not going to get hyper distracted like a tsetse fly because, I do have the tendency to become a little distracted. And why am I distracted? Because this episode is fueled by High Boys. And I'll be telling you, High Boys is the way I get my show started every single time that I have come into the shop. I kick it off with some High Boys and then I'm off. Usually on multiple platforms, doing multiple things, saying multiple things, having multiple opinions, and of course, getting multiply distracted. So Saturdays, that's today. Saturdays, that's deals. We call it Shatterdays here at the Element Cannabis Superstore. On Saturday, sorry, on Saturday, it's so freaking funny. Oh, okay, I'm gonna try one more time. On Saturday, we have deals and specials on all things concentrate here at the Element Cannabis Superstore. Finally, last but not least, the reason to you think this is my 10th reason to come in. Sundays are senior Sundays. That's right. If you are a senior, you're looking for significant savings on all things in the shop. Sunday is your day to come in. That is the Sunday. It was a senior Sunday, and I do love me a good senior Sunday, don't you? cherry on top. So I say, I love it, love it, love it. Okay, so we've been talking a whole bunch of things. I just want to remind you, my name is Cy Williams. I go by Cy Canada online, TikTok, and Instagram. We are broadcasting live from our street level studio here at the corner of King and James in downtown Hamilton. There was a time when I did these broadcasts or I did these shows, I would either only do them at conferences or I would do them in a basement somewhere or in a back room or in a trailer or on a nondescript site that we're not allowed to talk about or in warehouses. And how refreshing it is to me to be able to be here in this giant window overlooking this incredibly busy street in downtown Hamilton, watching Hamilton go through this renaissance of culture. This downtown core has never looked better. I have seen so many happy people, and I have noticed just a giant renaissance in events and concerts and performances and dance and improv. Um, Even we have a thrift crawl here in Hamilton on top of a monthly art crawl, all leading up to this giant super crawl in September. There are so many amazing performers who are lined up to perform in Hamilton, in the downtown Hamilton core, and especially at the brand new TD Coliseum. Right? Right. So we have a couple of big giveaways going on right now. Speaking of how much we love this community and how much I personally am enjoying the renaissance that I am seeing happen here in Hamilton. And you believe me? Come down, check it out. There's a GO train. You're from any of these little surrounding cities or big surrounding cities. The GO train system is amazing. There's a GO train station downtown Hamilton. There's a lot of ways to get here, and there is so much to do. My advice, park your car, go walk around. You will find restaurants that blow your mind. You will find little bistros that blow your mind. You will find entertainment of every type, every shape, every size, because that's the sort of city Hamilton has grown into. It's grown out of its Steeltown roots. And while, yes, it still does its fair share of the heavy lifting and the hard labor, we're back. Ha! We're back. We're back. We're back. Thank you for that. Was a little commercial break on YouTube. I figured that out. Thank you, YouTube. YouTube. So all it took was a little bit of this, and you opened up some of your fun things to me. Thank you, YouTube. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. Okay, so we're just going to jump back on live on Instagram so that I can make sure that I get our trifecta of streaming platforms out there today. I'm going to share this as a reel. 1 second. So, out there, my viewers, my listeners, my faithful Steeltown sessioneers. Is that what you are? Are you sessioneers? Oh, I like that. Sessioneers. That might stick. How many social media accounts do you occupy your time? Are you like me and love me some TikTok? Because I love TikTok. It is my way to get my news locally, provincially, nationally, and internationally. I have had many accounts on Instagram and YouTube. No, sorry, Instagram and Facebook. I just recently got my long-standing Cyril Williams Facebook. That's my original Facebook account that they took away from me. They took away from me for about a year and a half. They've also restricted access to my Hi Canada Magazine community account, and that's a 15 plus thousand. That's 15K followers, and that is our third Instagram account. Our first account was deleted unceremoniously at just over 10,000, and that was about 6 years ago. And let me tell you, that one fucking hurt. They also deleted about a 5,000 follower account on Instagram. Sessionaires. Session ears. There we go. Okay, so we are jumping back on live on Instagram. 3, 2, 1. we have liftoff. Welcome back, Instagram. Welcome back, TikTok. That's on my Psy Canada personal accounts. But more importantly, welcome back if you're watching us on YouTube. You are watching us. We have bribed our way back into the good graces of Daddy YouTube. Thanks, Daddy YouTube. And we are broadcasting live from our High Media Inc. YouTube channel. We are transitioning off the High Media Inc. YouTube channel because traditionally we have been a cannabis and psychedelic channel focused on a cannabis and psychedelic network. After all, I have published High Canada Magazine, High Europe Magazine, High USA Magazine, and Psychedelic Canada Magazine. So why wouldn't the High Media Inc. YouTube channel continue to publish and focus on that particular type of content? And we are. But we're using High Media Inc. As a springboard for our brand new platform. What's our new platform, you might ask? Well, our new platform is based on the street level energy and enthusiasm of Canadian culture. What Canadian culture means right now in 2026, and how far it has come, how many great things exist within Canadian culture. And I'm not talking just here in Hamilton or in Kitchener or in Toronto. Wide. Our EUGMP programs here in Canada are some of the best in the very world. The rest of the world looks at Canada like it's this amazing mature market and that we've got our shit together, that we have figured it out. You live in Canada, you know we have it. This is one of the most highly regulated, taxed, and enforced sectors of all the sectors that exist in Canada. Alcohol, tobacco, culture, pharmaceuticals, it doesn't matter. We are so tightly regulated through, thanks to Bill Blair and Bill C-45 and the Trudeau government initiatives to legalize cannabis, and we got this Bill C-45. But regardless of these stringent regulations, regardless of the incredibly high cost of entry, regardless of how expensive and costly and time consuming and how much bureaucratic red tape that you are going to have to work through to exist and have a place within I'm talking the legal Canadian cannabis market. That's why it does my heart, again, so well to see places like this independent shop that hosts me here on the corner of King and James, 5 King Street East in Hamilton. How proud I am to be here and know how hard the owner has had to work to be here. For me to be here, broadcasting, not from behind a film, protecting the public from the shenanigans going on within this legally regulated and heavily taxed sector. I'm sitting in a big giant open window. I'm watching people walk by. It is just a vibrant downtown city core. And this is not where I started. And it's so interesting to see for me how we got here. And it's been such an honor for me to document and keep our readers and keep our viewers and keep Canadians, North Americans, Europeans abreast of what we've got, what has been happening over the last 10 years, 12 years. What we have gone through is historical. And here we are out on the other side, and here I was ending my High Canada Magazine run. You know, I've spent the last year working on this issue. I call it my heroes and villains issue. I also call it my good, the bad, the bad, and the ugly issue, because I didn't realize how much of my personal identity I had tied in to what I had built and around High Canada Magazine, High Europe Magazine, Psychedelic Canada Magazine. And it took me, I'm a stubborn asshole sometimes. And it took me a long time to admit defeat, to realize that the Canadian C-45 marketing regulations had done more than just shackle me. They had done more than just try to force me out of the sector. These regulations had sliced my throat financially. But like I said, I am stubborn, and I am so fucking stubborn sometimes, and I refuse to give up. We printed 12 issues on the verge of bankruptcy. We kept getting those issues out. And you know what? When by the time we got to issue number 99, I was disillusioned, burnt out, and my feelings were hurt. The government had fucking hurt my feelings. They had fucked me over. They had fucked over so many of my friends. I had watched so many good people invest good money, hard earned savings to become a part of the Canadian cannabis sector, the legal Canadian cannabis sector. I have watched the federal government come in, occupy, regulate, and heavily tax this sector. I watched them steal IP, intellectual property, for those of you who don't know what IP is, from the legacy market without any, was not even so much as a thank you. They didn't even buy them dinner before they bent them over. And I've seen this happen time and time again. And I've seen so many of my friends and allies and colleagues within the Canadian cannabis sector over the last 12 years feel the same way. And 1 out of 100 will make it, honestly. And that those trailblazers, those ones who say fuck you and never give up, those ones who just keep going no matter what, those are the ones you see today. These are the proud independents. Independents like the Element Cannabis Superstore here in Hamilton. Independents like the Cannabis Hut in Port Credit or Scarborough. Independents like Green Bouquet out on Highway 11 in Muskoka near Huntsville. Independents like the shop that's in Berks Falls near the Harvest Festival. Independents like the Green Barn in Oxbow, Saskatchewan. Independents like Violet Wild out in Chemainus, British Columbia, or Unity Marguerite's shop, the Seaside, I think it's the Oceanic Seaside, or Up in Smoke in Vancouver. These shops, or Reeds, Don and Carol, or like all these people who have kept working to be a part of this industry despite it being one of the most heavily regulated sectors in all of Canada's Canadian sectors, despite the high cost of entry, despite the challenges and hurdles. Hey, I'm really bad at managing 3, 4 cameras and comments. And if you do comment, I've seen it out of the corner of my eye, and I say hi back. But I can't do comments and do these many cameras at the same time. I really wish I could. So, if you really want me to, and I really want me to, I'm constantly upgrading this show. This is I've been bootstrapping this motherfucker since the end of High Canada magazine. You know, I was mentioning how I had felt so hurt at the end of the High Canada magazine run, and how much of my personal identity that I had tied in to the creation and facilitation and this fucking stubborn, keep it going no matter what attitude that we had to keep High Canada relevant and interesting and involved within a multifaceted national and international sector. Where am I going with this? You might be out. Oh man, this guy's on a friggin' tangent today. Oh, okay, take a breath. Take a breath. But I don't want to take a breath. I want to tell you that how much things have changed and what we're doing now. It is not about just cannabis culture anymore. Cannabis is so fully integrated into Canadian culture, it is ridiculous. It is at every kitchen party I've attended in the last 5 years. It is at every prairie bonfire I've attended. It is at every event, every concert, every comedy club, every time I go to the bar, to my local, there is cannabis there. There is cannabis in every way, shape, or form. And yes, some cities more than others, Vancouver, Victoria, Hamilton, which is the beating heart of cannabis culture in Ontario, not Toronto, not Oshawa, not Whitby or Ottawa. No, and I like Ottawa. I like Ottawa a lot. And there I have some favorite stores, but it is nothing like the cannabis culture that we see here in Hamilton. Um, there are some great independents who have really jumped through so many hurdles to continue to exist within this space. Now, in other news in the Canadian cannabis market, if you pay attention to cannabis culture, if you're on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, LinkedIn, or any of the big platforms, you are probably well aware of what's happening with Ted Smith and the VCBC out in Victoria. Now, Ted and his team have been fighting for medical rights, for the rights, the options for their medical patients. They were a pre-legalized medical society facilitating access to people who had low incomes and people who didn't have access to cannabis as a medication. And they have fought for the for medication, for cannabis as medication. They have fought for the medical market. They have served their clientele, their society, their group, these great individuals, passionate individuals. They have they have shown more compassion to their community, to their city, than 97.3% of the legal market ever has. Ted and Clea do an amazing job, but the federal government keeps going after them. They have been fined upwards of $7 million and continue to get fined. Members of their board of directors have been fined these substantial amounts. They have gone after property. They have raided the VCBC on numerous occasions. And to add freaking insult to injury, didn't they raid them on 420 this year? Isn't that a big FU from the provincial government or the enforcement that's going on out there? They keep finding them. They keep shutting them down. They keep raiding them. You know, I see that the community keeps standing up for Ted and Clea and the VCBC. If you don't know about this story, and this is a historical fight that has been going on for way too long. Ted has been fighting tooth and nail to provide access to his low income medical patients, to people who truly believe in medical. Now, take it from me. Okay, say what you will. You can say, well, the dude's breaking the law. The dude could have complied. He could have got his patients to comply. There are people out there who said that to me, and I argue, fuck you, no way, and I will tell you why. Okay, I was in Ottawa many years in a row as media sponsor of an event of a group with a group called the C3, the Canadian Council of Cannabis. Okay, and I was really interesting for me as a journalist and a cannabis alternative counterculture journalist at that, to see how Ottawa really viewed, how they really thought about the Canadian medical cannabis side of our sector. And for the most part, what I was hearing from government officials who spoke on those stages to C-suite positions, or like CEOs, founders, cultivators, people, influencers within the overall Canadian cannabis space, I heard them say something like this: that, when in the early days of cannabis, we honestly believed that Canadians were using this faux medical side of cannabis to gain access to cannabis in a way that didn't feel truly illegal to them. And we felt that legalization, that the Canadian medical cannabis sector would just kind of fade away, because now we gave them access to this thing that they were pretending to want access to. And so the Canadian government, and their freaking infinite wisdom, they should have pulled their head out of their freaking asses right then. Because late on another C3 Canadian Cannabis Council meeting, I heard a politician admit that they were wrong. So we were wrong. These people, they didn't really go away. And turns out maybe we were wrong. Maybe Canadians weren't being teenage dirtbags and just using medical authorization to cannabis as a means to access this thing we're trying to legalize, take out of the hands of organized crime. So let's address it. And that's what they did. They addressed it. And then we started to see, about 4 or 5 years ago, the rise of these medical facilities. It wasn't just that they had no faith in us as Canadians. it wasn't just that when Bill Blair did his tour, that he talked to a handful of people and just assumed that people involved in the green rush and the cannabis dispensary market that it popped up all over Canada. And we're talking probably, if you counted all of them that opened up during that period, serving both medical and recreational, all with an eye on medical, that we weren't just making it up, that we were honestly choosing cannabis as an alternative to opioids, an alternative to pharmaceuticals, and how it worked. And you know, one of the things I've never been able to say with High Canada Magazine, I've never been able to talk about the successes, how well it works, how it is a perfect it's a perfect option if you were comparing it to other types of medication that you can get. Okay. Do you know about Jack's Garage? Do you? Do you know about Rick Simpson oil? Do you know about the treatments going on and the battles that Canadians had to go through to treat people, children with epilepsy? Do you know about the healing power of or the way the uses of cannabis in terms of spirituality, or for when it comes to things like Crohn's disease or fibromyalgia or chronic pain? Because there is a lot that cannabis offers back. And I know many professional athletes, and one professional athlete in particular, I'm going to tell the story, that fought tooth and nail to be able to choose their own treatment. They didn't want to be prescribed opioids. Now, actually, two jump into my mind right out of the gate. There are so many more, but the two I'm thinking of right now, Elias Theodorou, one of my favorite people. We lost him too soon. We just passed the anniversary of his death. And he was a UFC fighter at the main event. Fuck, this guy could fight. And I'm talking, he could fight. I got to interview him in the octagon. I've done a bunch of photo shoots with him, bunch of interviews. Um, Absolutely one of my favorite people. He was such a staunch advocate for cannabis as an alternative to opioids. So much so that we put him on our cover of High Canada Magazine, not once, but twice. And then a third time when he passed. He sadly, I believe we lost him to liver cancer. It was actually a really sad day for me. I was on my way to the Grow Up conference. I was speaking. I hosted for a number of years, introduced all the guests at the land acknowledgement. And I was walking from my hotel room over to the Niagara Falls conference, and I got a phone call. And the phone call was letting me know that, like, we didn't know Elias was sick, and he kept that very quiet. He was very private about it, and that we'd lost him. And I had to suck it up. I had to really took a few minutes, smoked a joint, smoked a cigarette, smoked another joint, went in, got up on stage, and I had to let my community know that one of their heroes had passed away. It was a challenging and hard moment for me professionally, and I miss him all the time. Another person I just want to tell a story. Oh man, I just keep telling stories. But listen, there's okay. Um, David Irving, Dallas Cowboy, phenomenal National Football, NFL League, the National Football League player. Um, Top of his career, but he kept taking some injuries. And he did not want to go on opiates. He did not want to be prescribed opiates. He did not want to deal with that sort of addiction, the stuff that he was seeing unfold and happen to him around his city and his cities, the places where he lived. And he took a staunch stand. So much so that the Dallas Cowboys suspended him and let him go because they had not fully recognized the fact that cannabis can be used as a viable treatment option for some of the things that David Irving was going through. Another amazing individual that I've been blessed and honored to be able to interview over the years, tell his story. And David has switched over from being a professional football player, and he is a fighter. I think he's a boxer, still competing as a boxer, and absolutely one of those trailblazers and icons that I love to tell stories about that. Anthony Rumble, I'm just going to tell this last one. I'm just going to tell this last story. Anthony Rumble, amazing, another fighter, UFC fighter. Tragically, we lost him as well a number of years ago. But he was also in the US. He is a staunch advocate for medical cannabis, as are people like Ricky Williams. He won the Heiselman Trophy, and I believe he goes by Hyman on social media. And there are so many other professional hockey players we've spoken to. There's so many fighters, boxers, UFC fighters. Jay Baird, hey, I'd love to get you on our show. You heavyweight boxer, you. Because these are the stories we need to tell and keep telling. A couple of years ago, I wanted to throw a cannabis and athleticism symposium in the heart of Vancouver. I wanted to get conference room going and have a big party on a boat because you know I love me a good party. And sadly, that was just a couple months before COVID lockdown started. So we lost that opportunity because there were so many good conversations happening. And we've come a long way since then. And there's been a lot of leniency towards cannabis use. Not if you're flying into a Russian airport carrying a vape pen, there's not. But there's still way more tolerance to it, especially when it comes to professional athleticism, especially when it comes to fighters and choosing your own treatment options. So, two steps forward, one step back sort of thing. Can't wait until the US fully either deschedules or legalizes across the board, and we start seeing the reducing of some of the heavy restrictions and marketing restrictions and restrictions in banking and restrictions when it comes to professional athleticism and of course cannabis. If you're just tuning in, my name is Cy Williams, and this is Deep Culture Steeltown Sessions. I'm your host. I'm here every week, usually a Saturday, sometimes a Friday if there's a big event going on here in downtown Hamilton. We will be usually on Saturdays. Next week's show is a very, very special show. And I've got a great guest booked. I've actually got a couple great guests booked. I have someone who loves cheeseburgers more than any other person in Canada, perhaps the world. How's that for a hint? I also have a person who is a race car driver at the Mini Indy here in Hamilton. And not only do they race cars, they race these amazing machines. He is also a roboticist, has his own robot, works building robots, and this guy is like he might be the Hamilton version of Nikolai Tesla, because let me tell you, he is brilliant, and he's got his own robot. I've been bugging him to bring his robot in. Maybe he will, maybe he won't. I've also been bugging him to wear his race gear. He's got this cool Marlboro red suit, and he is like super racer. So I can't wait to talk to him about all things fast and furious, especially here at the Hamilton Indy. Oh, that's a good guess right there. WW Media. Okay, I'll tell you. So next week, oh wait, no, wait. I'm not going to tell you just yet. Hold on, I got a couple other things to tell you about. We have some other guests booked for the back half of season one. We're going to be joined, as soon as he confirms my booking, we're going to be joined by Mike Mahalik. Mike is a former lineman for both the Toronto Argonauts and the fucking Hamilton Ticats. Go Ticats. Mike also is a very big advocate and activist when it comes to medical cannabis, to access, to licensing, and he has helped so many people within the sector. And he's got some new ventures, and I'm really excited to talk to Mike. And if you think I'm fucking angry about the Canadian cannabis sector and how things turned out, you ain't seen fucking nothing yet. But I don't think he's going to have that conversation with me, but maybe he will. Mike is one of my High Canada Magazine superstars. He's on one of the first 12 issues of High Canada Magazine. He's always been a supporter of what I've done. I've always been a supporter of what Mike Mahalik has done. So that's one amazing guest we have coming up. That's on the back half of season one. We're also going to be joined sometime in the back half by a very good friend of mine, Luna Extreme. She is a Toronto personality, if not a Canadian-wide personality. She is a legend. She has been on my cover 3 times. Like 3 times. So that must be a very pretty girl. Well, and you're not wrong. She is a very pretty girl, but she is talented, funny, articulate, and has such a sense of style. She is an absolute legend. Her name is Luna Extreme. Absolutely one of my favorite people to interview, to talk to, and I guarantee you we are going to have a fucking hoot. So that's an exciting guest that I've lined up. The last confirmed guest that I have lined up is the nicest person. That's right. The very nicest person I have ever met in the entirety of my travels within the Canadian cannabis sector. You're like, there's a nice person in the Canadian cannabis sector? Tell me more. Tell me more, Si. That's true. There is a nice person out there, the nicest person, perhaps the nicest person I have ever met. So much so that I am deeming him the nicest person in the Canadian cannabis sector. Who am I talking about? The one, the only Jesse Klein. I hear people out there screaming with joy, screaming with excitement. I can hear it. I can hear it. And if you know Jesse Klein, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Jesse started with the CFIB. He has integrated himself within the Canadian cannabis space. He has been doing this as long as I have. And it has not changed him. He's still the nicest guy in the Canadian cannabis market. He's going to come out. He's going to talk to me about all things nice and naughty, perhaps, in the Canadian cannabis sector. We might be getting a super good giveaway too when Jesse comes in. We, you know what? I can't even wait to have Jesse on my show. I want to catch up. I want to find out about his kids. I want to find out about his wife. I want to find out about what he's doing now because he's always got something cool going on. So those are the three guests that I've already got booked. Saturday, May 30th, we are going to be joined by the Trailer Park Boy comedian Randy Bobandy. Randy Bobandy will be joining us here at Deep Culture Steeltown Sessions next Saturday, May 30th. And he'll be joining me at 1 o'clock, and we're going to be talking about his cheeseburger picnic tour. We're going to be talking about things that are funny, things that are not funny. We're going to be talking about my live studio setup here at 5 King Street East in Hamilton at the Element Cannabis Superstore. I cannot wait to see him. I'm doing a few special things for Mr. Randy Bobandy. I am a longtime fan of the Trailer Park Boys. For those of you who don't know, I am also a father of two. My sons, Elijah and Xander. They grew up. They grew up watching these boys. I have been connected and committed to this show and to these characters since their first season. I have followed them through trials and tribulations. I I have I have rickied my way out of situations. I have gone in places and embodied the spirit of Julian. I get bubbles on a deep empathetic way. J Rock is the shit. Mr. Leahy and Randy are perhaps one of the funniest comedic couples or pairings that I have ever been privileged to watch, and they make me laugh and have made me laugh. And when Mr. Leahy tragically passed away years ago, I honestly shed a tear. It was like watching the end. I would imagine this is how it felt to watch Abbott and Costello, or Dean Martin and Bob Hope, or one of these great comedic duos, Dean Martin and Jerry Lewis, or like this is how it must have felt back in the day to really watch this unfiltered comedic genius. And I can't wait to meet Randy personally. We have met in passing. Randy and my assistant editor Emmy Woodside did some media together at a cannabis conference mega event many years ago that was held at the Brickyards in the Don Valley Parkway in Toronto. And Randy came out. He had his big old cheeseburger gut going, and he was taking pictures and having a blast. And let me tell you, people lost their flipping mind. So Randy's back. He's touring Canada with his cheeseburger picnic comedy tour, and we can't wait for him to pop in on Saturday, May 30th at 1 o'clock to come say hi to me. I've got a couple little special gifts for him. We're going to talk about his cheeseburger picnic tour. We're going to talk about his history. We're going to talk about comedy. We're going to talk about stuff going on the street. We're going to talk weed, hash, and more. Probably going to talk culture, 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 culture. Because if you don't remember, this is actually an ongoing story. I'm going to jump back and explain to you that Deep Culture Steeltown Sessions is the first rung on a ladder that will bring us back to a place that we haven't been yet. I am stepping away from cannabis media, as you know, overall, and I'm focused on culture. Myself and my co-founder, my partner, Katie Six, have been building a new, bigger, badder media group. It has taken us 2 years to get to this point. We are using Deep Culture Steeltown Sessions as one of those launch points. We are moving and expanding, constantly adding new equipment, new places to stream, new merchandise coming down the line, new things to talk about. We are embracing dance, the arts, music, live music, concerts, festivals, community events. And if you think it's culture in Canada, then we are probably going to be talking about it. So after I speak to Randy about culture, Canada, and comedy on Saturday, we're going to be joined by a friend of mine named Dill. Dill is a race car driver and he's a roboticist. And let me tell you, he's got his own robot. I'm not talking one of these little dinky robots either. We're talking a robot that does stuff, that can be programmed to do things. I'm talking Butler Robot, baby. It has been my lifelong dream that somebody would invent and gift me a robot that can roll joints for me, make coffee for me. Basically, I want a robotic butler. I do. I do. I probably call it Jarvis. I probably would. I probably would call it Jarvis. All I want it to do is spin me joints, serve me coffee, repeat. Hey, you know what? Maybe even play my favorite song. I would like that. I would like that very much. So, Dill, if you're listening, I can't wait to talk to you after we speak to Randy next week. I can't wait to find out how a race car driver builds robots and why a race car driver has an actual robot. I've been hearing so much about robots lately, these AI driven robots that are out there. I even heard a story, an interesting story about it's the first couple that I've heard of that broke up because one of the couple decided to cheat with a robot, with AI driven robot. And can you imagine? Oh man, the next 10 years are going to be interesting. How many relationships are you going to know that I'm going to know that break up because somebody was mucking around in the wrong socket? uh, Now, I understand there is a market. We have High Canada Magazine has had booths at the Taboo Show, at the All About Sex Expo. I understand like there's a lot of similarities between the sex industry and the Canadian cannabis sector. There always have been. Uh, but I haven't seen a lot of big robot activity. I've seen some robotics being used when it comes to filling. Right? Can you imagine being left for a robot? I've been left for other things, but never a robot. But hey, I would like my robot assistant. I want Jarvis to roll me joints. I want Jarvis to bring me coffees. I want Jarvis to reach out with his little robotic hand and scratch my Bailey's butt. And that's not a euphemism for anything, folks. Bailey is my co-host, my long-standing, lovely furry partner. I've had her for 13 years, and she is my longest-running creature of God that I have been with. I've had Bailey longer than I was married. I've had Bailey longer than all of the relationships that I've had. Not together, but I've had Bailey that long. Um, I love her, and she makes a great co-host. She has very little to say today, but we are approaching our 65-minute mark of this segment. I'm going to log off for a commercial break. I am going to be back in 5 minutes. Not you, TikTok. I'm going to flip you so you can see what's going on this busy Hamilton Street here at 5 King Street East in Hamilton at the Element Cannabis Superstore. It's Saturday. Oh, WW Media. I do remember the story of the woman who fell. Yeah, it was a woman who fell in love with her car, People, I've read stories, I've heard stories about people falling in love with everything. There's a movie trope about falling in love with your AI nanny or your robotic nanny, I'm pretty sure as Five Nights at Freddy has shown us, you don't trust that AI animatronic crap if you can avoid it. I believe there's also Megan, a psychotic little robot girl who will kill you. I know with us. Was it the girl who played Black Widow in the Avengers franchise? She has played a robot, Alita, the killer android. Oh my gosh, there are so many. So that'll be some interesting conversations. I hope he brings a robot in. And even better, I hope he brings a robot in that can spin me a joint, bring me a coffee, and maybe scratch my fuzzy little head. Okay, I will be taking a short commercial break. I will be right back after these messages.
Let's move. We got more stops. This one's heavy. Almost there. Push it up.
Proudly hosting the Deep Culture Steeled Sessions live show. Join our live recording and podcast. 20% off everything from 9 King Sing the Deep Culture Steeltown Daily.
And it is an honest to God pleasure for me to be here broadcasting live from the street level studio here in Hamilton. Hamilton going through a cultural renaissance when it comes to cannabis culture, when it comes to live music, when it comes to comedy, to dance, to so many things. Well, we're going to have momentary technical difficulties every once in a while. Every once in a while, we have a little bit of mishap, but that's okay because that's what a live show is. So we are going to end this episode 11 of Deep Culture Steeltown Sessions. I've been Cy Williams, my rambunctious host, Bailey Boobagan Williams. Not tremendously impressed to be here on a rainy day, but you know what? That's okay. Thank you for joining us on this 11th episode. Make sure you tune in next week, May 30th, for a very special episode 12 of Steeltown Sessions with me, Cy Williams. We're going to be interviewing Randy from the Trailer Park Boys on his new comedy tour called Cheese for the Cheeseburger Picnic. And we are also going to be joined by a race car driver and a very special musical guest. Make sure you subscribe and enter to win set of tickets to go see Randy at the Cheeseburger Picnic in Hamilton on May 30th. That's going to be drawn on social media on Thursday, May 28th. Lots of other opportunities to win cool things. You can win up to just over $100 worth of cannabis swag here at the Element Cannabis Superstore. We are giving away two great big old art baskets. One valued at $350, another one valued at over $600, and those are studios in baskets. And these studios, this will inspire the most creative or the least creative person out there. Make sure you stop at the Element Cannabis Superstore. Check it out. Check out its daily specials. Check out its morning specials where from 9 a.m. till 10 a.m. every single day, 7 days a week. You can pick up 20% off everything in store. Some of the most electric, eclectic, and amazing ancillary products that are available here at the Element Canada Superstore. You know, amazing prices, amazing selection, and when you see the carefully curated collection and selection that is available here, I tell you, you will not be going back. This is truly a cannabis tourism destination. I've been Cy Williams. I'll probably continue to be Cy Williams. This is Steeltown Sessions. Thanks for tuning in. Make sure you stay lifted. Tune in weekly and see what we got going down. Peace out. Stay lifted. And that's all there is for me today. This was fun, or so they say. Actually, it was a lot of fun, wasn't it? It's a lot of fun. Thanks, everybody.
Proudly hosting the Deep Culture Steeled Sessions live show. Join our live recording and podcast. 20% off everything from 9 King Sing the Deep Culture Steeltown Daily